So what we are going to, but the topic of today is why love turns to hate. Why love turns to hate. Why love turns to hate. Now that's a very big and a very serious subject. Do you people, I discovered that many people never even think about this, that love often turns to hate. I'm sure most of us have come across this before. Maybe if not all of us, almost all of us have come across this kind of situation. And even if you have not thought about it, you have encountered it nevertheless. And the simple, most evident argument about that is the fact that 8 out of 10 marriages end up in divorce. So if 8 out of 10 marriages end up in divorce, what leads to that? What could be the reason for that? Is because they used to love one another, and then they discover that they cannot stand one another anymore. Maybe they are even hating one another now. So love turns to hate. That's the reality of our love, of our lives. And that's why we want to examine the situation. Why on earth, how on earth can somebody love another person so bad? And now that love becomes so sour to the extent of even divorcing and not wanting to see each other anymore. Sometimes to the extent of killing one another. Sometimes to the extent of hating one another. What goes wrong? What are the dynamics in operation that makes two people who once vowed to each other that they will never leave each other, that they will live with each other for the rest of their lives, that they have chosen to be together for the rest of their lives, that partner is the person they are going to love for the rest of their lives. Whatever makes that to go wrong, whatever makes things to go wrong to the extent that these people cannot stand each other anymore. What happens? Is there any spiritual dynamic story? Is there any law of life that is responsible for that? Definitely, there are some laws, some algorithms, some principles, some laws that are responsible for this kind of occurrences. And I already did that. I already did a topic like this. Why love turns to hate. I did that on the family series. So if you are going to check, we have now the family series on our YouTube, on our Facebook page, YouTube page, Sunday Adelaja official on YouTube. If you go there, you will discover that we have a whole session or a whole series that is called Why Love Turns to Hate. And there are like maybe 14 or so, or 8, maybe 8 or 14 messages there. So, but today I just want to generally go over it and examine this situation with you in the general context. That this is a reality and a regular occurrence in life. That people say they love each other and then they end up divorcing. I'm going to challenge you to come and debate this with me today. Even though I'm sure you didn't expect it, but I'm going to call you to come out. I'm going to call Mayowa. You know Mayowa as our own personality that is dealing more with pastors and all the religious cabals. But today I'm going to ask her to talk as a commentator. So, have you come up? Today's topic that I'm examining is why love turns to hate. Now, the question I have for you, my wife, is come close. Why love turns to hate? I asked this question, I think, from Julie yesterday, and she was saying it's not a concept. It's not something that people really think about too much. Even though they might come across it, they might be coming across it regularly and seeing it, but they don't really give it that explanation. That now that you talk about it, we say, oh yeah, it's true. But normal people, they just think, okay, we fall out. Or, well, things just don't work out. I know you told a story one time of 2 friends, or so, maybe many friends, in the UK, where these friends end up killing one another. One killed the other one. They used to be friends, classmates, and friendship became so sour that one ended up killing the other one. But these are just young people. And then, but marriages is a proof of the fact that love will often turn to hate. So why does this kind of thing happen? And I want to talk about that. I will give the reason why it happens. But I want to just ask you if you are familiar with such an occurrence, with such reality of life. If you have come across such reality and you know instances like that, and if it's a thing that people recognize and realize that it's an ongoing, repetitive occurrences in almost every family. There is no family where you don't have a family member hating one another, even though they started out loving each other. Or they might not use the word hate, but they might say they can't stand one another. Or even with children and parents, fathers and mothers. So this whole idea of love becoming hate is not just a reality of our day, I think from what I'm thinking, because I'm analyzing life in general. But I need to hear other people's opinion about this. After you, maybe I'm going to call Dr. Anu or somebody. But I just need to meditate with people about it. Is it something that happens? Or is it something that happens that people don't realize? Or is something that people have never really thought about?
Yes. Well, just personal experiences, even with friends and family, that we've been very close, and I would say that we love each other then, and all of a sudden we're happier without each other, I think, and even when other people that knows us together would ask, how is this your friend or this your auntie that I always see you together, I just say, I'm happy the person is there and I'm here, so
you cannot stand each other anymore.
No, not spend time, and it's not the same anymore.
But apart from your personal life or family, but in general in life, is it something that people notice?
Yes, I think it's something that they notice. They don't know why.
Okay.
But they know that love tends to hate. And maybe again, like you said, they might not call it hate. They might just say, I know this person better, and what I know I don't like, rather than it turning to hate. They wouldn't say that it tends to hate, because nobody like to say, especially people of a little bit of understanding, they don't want to admit that they hate anybody. So they'll rather just say, we're not close anymore. Yeah, I can't stand this person, or we're just doing our own thing. Something more liberal to say rather than say hate, because I wouldn't like to say hate personally. I just say, it's better. We still say hello to each other. When I see them, I'll greet them, and I'm okay with seeing them, but we're not very close anymore. Sometimes I even say they're not very close anymore. And these are people that they're very close before.
They used to adore.
Yes.
Okay. I've seen that happen to me a lot, but I know why it happens. And not me hating people, or not me disliking people, but I've seen that happen in attitude to me, and I'm in relations to me, and I'm going to explain why that happens. It's not that people are bad, people are okay, but just people don't know the laws of life. So what about parents? What about children hating or not being able to stand their parents?
Yes, I think that's even more common now, nowadays. It happens with both parents that have, I'm thinking right now in my mind, parents that have children that are homosexual and they don't talk to their children anymore. And I saw a film recently, and the mother was saying that she doesn't want to have anything to do with the son. And it was very hard for me to watch. It was only a few minutes clipped, just because he said that he's gay.
At least there is an explanation there.
Yes.
But that is, most people will understand that. But there are places where there are no gay.
No.
Just life situation, just in relationship to each other. Yes. People tell their mommy or their daddy or their parents, don't ever come to visit me anymore. I don't want to hear anymore. People leave, and for years they don't talk to each other, family members. And they used to be close.
Yep.
That's the occurrence we're talking about.
Yes, that happens a lot. I have seen that as well. And even sometimes they might not even say, don't come to me anymore, but they just stop contacting each other. You know, you don't call your parents as much as you do. You would, you know, they would like you to. And you don't go around to see them. They don't come around to see you. They can't stay. I don't know. I don't know why it happens like that, but it's very
I'm going
common.
to explain why it happens like that now. Okay, let's hear what I know we have to say about this. Is this something you are familiar with, or is just women who are familiar with it?
No, I think this occurs. I mean, it's inevitable in life. I mean, by that I mean it happens in personal relationship with people, even without having any form of necessary intimacy, but
this is talking of love.
Yeah.
Going from love.
From love to hate.
Yeah, not just any people hating each other.
Yeah.
That is not a common thing. People can hate each other, but I'm talking about people who loved each other before.
Yeah.
Not love like marital love.
So from love with friendship, love with
best friends
in schools, exactly. So I think it happens, and even people notice it, but we don't just think about it. Why did this happen? We just think that's life happens. For example, I have a best friend that I had in school that we were so close, we're like nothing can separate us.
Yeah.
And
that's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know it?
Yeah, and then even a friend of mine still asked me about my best friend that I had in high school, and he was asking me that, come, you guys were like best pals, like doing everything together. Also, what was the last time you had from him? I'm like, I can't really remember. Yeah, and because we just feel like as we progress in life, some things, it just happens that some people you leave them behind, and even sometimes it can even turn to hate. Yeah, and sometimes that one happens. That's one end.
That's just separation.
Yeah.
That's different. But I'm talking about situation whereby
it now turns to hate.
Hot love turns to hate.
Yeah, exactly. So that is one angle to it. And the other angle to it is when you guys have so much love together, and now you friendship, but now you guys you don't want to even see the person. Yeah, it happens, but we don't just know why it happens. And sometimes we only know why when the reason is obvious. But when the reason is not obvious, we don't get to really ask the question, why did I even hate this person? What really happened between us? We didn't have a fight.
No, you are talking about reasons in terms of why that particular thing happened. I'm talking about the occurrence.
Generally.
Yes.
Well, I think it's a concept that we need to even know more about. Yeah, because it happens generally, but I think we don't know exactly why this thing happens. Why love turns to hate.
Well, how is it that worldwide now, 8 out of 10 marriages end up in divorce? And divorce cannot happen if there's no hatred.
True.
The only reason why divorce happens is because people cannot even stand one another anymore.
Yeah.
So
we need
for the people to take each other to the altar
and then end up
that looks like love to me.
Yeah, that is love. Even making promises, even saying I will be with you forever, I wouldn't leave you alone, we're going to be together, and then even they're even an envy for everyone to see that. Look at how much they love themselves, and then it turns to hate. Then that's something serious.
Okay, it's peace. Okay. Let's hear peace. You stay hang around. We are going to hear peace's opinion. Does this thing happen in Africa?
Yeah.
Oh, you look like Oyibo. Come closer. Does this happen?
Yeah, it happens, and my opinion about it is that when people are in love, that is the only situation where truth can be told about you, and people don't like to hear the truth. It is only when somebody loves you that the person can boldly tell you the truth about you, the wrong you're doing. And when the person tries to be pointing at your weak point that you don't want to let go, it turns to hate. It turns to hate because...
But not just in marriage, yo.
Not just in marriage, even with God. Because God...
Beautiful. That is one point that I wanted to make. Beautiful, even with God.
Even with God, because God, if He loves you, He will constantly correct you.
And you might not like it.
And you will not like it. So you begin to hate God.
Beautiful.
You begin to hate God.
Many Christians who are in churches, actually, they have grudges against God.
Yes. Yes, because they don't want to
They
be
might be
corrected.
singing, praise and worship, dancing, but they are having grudges against God.
Yes. Yes.
Or maybe they think God didn't answer their prayers. Or maybe there is something they are asked from God and God didn't do.
Yes. Yes, it happens all the time because...
What about among parents and children?
Okay, yeah, it happens among parents because if parents love their children, they must constantly be correcting them. And children don't, when a child is addicted to a particular character, the child doesn't want to let go, and the child doesn't even want to hear, don't do this, don't do that. They don't want to take correction because they love that particular situation. So, but when a parent is in love with their children, they constantly tell the child the truth about the situation, tell the child about the truth about life, and the child will not want to take it, and it will turn to hate. My parents hate me when I was growing up because my dad was a religious person, and there are many things he wouldn't want me to do, and I want to do them. I want to do them. I go to school and
That with a lot of children.
Yes, and I see children doing it, and their parents are not talking to them, and my dad will be, so angry, correcting me. I thought my dad hated me.
Was wicked. Okay.
I was so angry about him. It was when I was grown up, I started with, so this was really
the reason.
partly my life. It wasn't as in my dad hates me. It was trying to correct me because of the love he has for me.
I want to show you people a video now.
Okay.
Don't go away. Well, you can sit down and then come and we will call you. And because I want to show a video that will shock you people. It's going to shock you. But it's a proof of how love turns to hate. This is almost impossible, but it happened. Let's have a look at this.